What about mutual suspicion? Do you still have problems with that?
There used to be, but suspicion when it was not clear. But with Gacaca now, all the suspicious minds of this kind of thing, it's like was really lowered because people wanted to know the truth, and the truth came out of Gacaca. This is our traditional justice, where we don't have any lawyer, we don't have a prosecutor, we just you have the suspected and the victims. So, and people will sit there and listen to the story to everybody, and they find out who is guilty. That is something, because then his guilty is there. He went and he was sentenced. He served his term. Once he finished, he came out, and life goes on.
And the church is actually more effective than the ICTR.
Of course, yes, it is more effective because first of all, it was our own justice done by our people and happening where those things, atrocities were happening, having witnesses, having people who were just looking on without doing anything, having others who were just hiding, and having others who were the one who were perpetrating and just coming out and saying what's happening. What's happening.
Speaking of remembering, does the country remember and honor some unsung heroes like Paul Rusesabagina, who helped protect more than 1,200 people at the UN protected hotel?
Why many people talk about Paul Rusesabagina because he went out and just went to make a movie from it, so that everybody knew about that. But what he did, I think there's nothing special he did because he was in a hotel. He treated himself in a hotel, and in that hotel there are people. And that hotel was under protection of the UN. So he didn't do anything special. But he went out and went to meet some people, Hollywood, once they know how to, to sweeten such stories and make him a hero. There's a lot of heroes, for instance, like somebody called Gisimba, who has an orphanage. And he didn't have UN, he didn't have anybody, and everybody was just coming to hide there, and he made that nobody was killed in his orphanage. There is many people.
But are there other people that the government recognizes did good work during that time?
No, they are there because the problem is that they don't go to movies, they don't go to Hollywood. But if you visit, for example, the memorial, you will find all those names. And we give them they give the recognition, even they give them awards, you understand, and people know about that. But what we do, we say that people should, because if in Rwanda, any Rwandan tell you his story, you can make a movie from any Rwandan. So it means you can make like even 10 million movies because everybody has his own story. The genocide affected all Rwandans from anywhere. Those who were in the country, those who were outside, those who were in power, those who were not in power, all of them, all Rwandans, they were affected by the genocide. If I tell you my story, you will be, this is a nice one. Can we make a movie on it? If you do, so it's a matter of time.
But do you feel like the rest of the world, the world actually, do you feel that people are exploiting the Rwandan genocide? Especially the movie that you mentioned.
Yes. No, for instance, him, Paul Rusesabagina, he made a lot of noise for political reasons. As somebody who wants to contest for some, to be recognized and get some.
But did he get what he wanted?
At all, no. Because he's a hero in movies, but not hero in the country. Many people, even those who are in milk, they say he was making them pay. But that one, it's not mentioned anywhere.
But you feel that, if the world had stepped in on time, the genocide would not have been as horrific as it was?
For instance, if they have not recalled, there were UN mission, peacekeepers. They were recalled when the Belgian soldiers were killed, who were part of that UN mission. The UN decided to evacuate soldiers, peacekeepers. And they went. Even those who were being kept under protection, for instance, there is a school where they were. They left that school with the people there. immediately, just even when they are leaving, the militias enter that school and start killing people. There are many cases like that. So if, despite of withdrawing their peace soldiers, if they have increased just even by 1,000 and give them a mission to protect civilians, nothing should have happened. Like now what is happening in Central Africa, we sent even our own troop. They went there. So you see how they are serving civilians. But 94 people ran away and they were just left under the, the protection of the killers.
But there are those who are associating the massacre, trying to make a connection between the massacre and the genocide and its aftermath with the assassination of Colonel Prt3 in South Africa.
I don't think so, because Prt3 was assassinated just on January 1st. He's a former spy, not only in Rwanda, but also he was a spy in Uganda. That people don't forget about that, because he used to be in intelligence in Uganda. He was in intelligence in Rwanda, and he ran away. He was now in South Africa, doing business with Somalians, doing, once you have been in services in intelligence,
a lot of things.
A lot of things, but also you have a lot of enemies that also you have to know. Because while he was in intelligence, I'm sure that he was not a saint. You understand? Yeah, so I think, the genocide is a thing that even the planning and everything, this brainwashing, these things, these troubles started even before their birth, even before our birth. In '59, when Tutsis were killed and others went to exile, and their kids grow up there, because Patrick, he was not even born in Rwanda, he was born in Uganda. He grew up there and he came back when the RPF took power. Kagame, he was 2 years old when he went in exile. So it is something that the genocide is not just a small thing which was like that. Because even if it has not happened in 1994, it should have happened sometimes, maybe before or after. Because if you see what people were really living in, to waste your time always wondering, is he a Hutu, is he a Tutsi? Okay, what is he from? First of all, what is the value of that? It's like here people just, okay, if I don't tell you my name, or tell you, how will you know if I'm a Muslim or even name? There's some people who call, for instance, when I say Ebenezer, I think that it's Ebenezer. I don't say, no, it's Ebenezer. And people, they say, I'm Joseph Ebenezer, but, you look like a house. Are you a Muslim? But you see, when people really waste their time in some kind of details, and they're not productive. Yes, so it is a long process, and you have to really follow our history to see how people in the beginning, how really the Europeans came and destroyed completely our culture. Completely. And especially with the religion, the Catholic. Because actually the Catholic Church is really have a big responsibility in what happened in Rwanda. Because the way you see they were, because we used to have our religion, where we believe in one God. We have one God. We know that, for instance, if somebody dies and he was good, we'll go in a volcano which is no longer in activity. It's the paradise. If somebody dies and he was a bad boy or a bad girl, she will go to a volcano which is in activity. So he will be, it's like hell.
Your name does come up in some investigation online as providing Nigerian passports for...
First of all, I don't have passports. I saw it, I read it. This is just a nonsense. First of all, let me ask you, if you want to go to South Africa, is it the Nigerian passport that you use easily? Because they say that I secured the Nigerian passport to them. How can somebody, and you know the problem between South Africa and Nigeria about their passport. If you want to go and use Nigerian passport, you'll be just mad. Because if they want, they can go and use Zambian or Mozambican or any other passport.
So you deny the claims then?
Of course. How? Because for me, well, to get a Nigerian passport, as I say, you can just go and request for it maybe in anywhere, but where will it take you? Especially in South Africa. Except if you're you get a diplomatic one, but the diplomatic one you can't get it easily. No, you know, it's that impression that people have that in Nigeria everything is easy to get.
Well, then, since you've been in the country for a while, I'm then going to ask you what you make of Nigeria. What you tell people back home in Rwanda about this country?
Oh, I said, you know, the problem, but now people have start saying that it is what they think, they see in the movies and everything, this juju and everything. That's what they think, but it's not the reality. First of all, I tell them that Nigeria, I have never seen people who are so welcoming like Nigeria, especially for an African. If you are an Oyibo, sometimes, okay, if you come and you are arrogant, especially Oyibo, you know, they are like that. But an African here is welcome. Because I've never seen anybody who asks me, where are you from, what are you doing here? No. All Africans are welcome. That's first thing I saw. And Nigerians are hardworking people. Very hardworking, but also very hard enjoyment. So, well, I like it. And the way, because it's easy to make friends here than anywhere else. I remember people were asking the difference in Rwanda, maybe because of our history and everything. When you see somebody, first of all, you are careful. We never know. Maybe he wants harm to. He wants to harm me. But in Nigeria, first, oh, what business can we do together? Oh, let's come to my house, do this. I like this. Actually, I was saying people, really to live here and adapt myself somewhere else, it will be not easy, because I feel at home.
All right, Ambassador, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Yes, welcome.
And that's it on this week's edition. You can send your comments via any of the addresses on your screen, including my Twitter handle @Amarachi_Ubani. Thanks for watching.